Hey, just making a adapter plate for my Super73 seat. I'll get this off here really quick. And what I'm doing is I'm making an adapter plate to raise the seat on my Super73 about, well, 3/4 of an inch. You'll see a lot of people online that are raising their seats about an inch. And what I'm doing with this one is I made this adapter plate to not only raise my seat but scoot it forward about an inch. And all I'm doing here is I'm adding some some holes and some details to make it lighter weight, because this material is kind of a solid polypropylene, and it's a little bit heavy. It's a very good, this happens to be a material called starboard, and it's weather resistant, so that's good for the bike. And it's a really good material. It's easy to machine. It machines like butter. But I just wanted to lighten it up because when it was a solid one piece, it was very, very heavy. So let me show you on the seat what this is going to look like. Okay, so here we have the original Super73 seat. And they quickly came out with an optional longer seat. And this was just to give riders a little bit more, like a taller rider could use this seat, a shorter rider could use this seat. And now that I've ridden, I only rode this seat for very few miles. I've ridden this seat for a lot of miles, and I've discovered that I don't sit all the way to the back, close, but I want to be back on this cushiony area. So I just made this adapter plate that the seat will bolt onto this adapter plate. And then this adapter plate, pardon the phone, this adapter plate bolts onto the bike. So this adapter plate will bolt on using the same bolts, the bolt pattern that you use for when you bolt it onto the frame of the bike. And then I have additional locations that are an inch forward where I'm going to put a decent quality T-nut, so that from underneath on the frame, if you're familiar with this, I can put my bolts through and then bolt this on. So it'll raise the seat about 3/4 of an inch, and I'm going to scoot forward about an inch, and that's where I've discovered that that'll help me to sit in this position. And just for me, I think it'll be comfortable, because if you think about this, if you're familiar with the 73s, you really have no adjustability, and that's why they came out with this long seat. But like I said, a lot of people are raising their seats just to get a little more comfort because the pedals are kind of high, and that's what I'm doing here. So I'll probably ride this for a while and then decide if I want to make another change. And the other thing I thought about was, this is a pretty darn good seat. I kind of feel like the quality of this seat might actually be better than this seat. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't ridden this one too long, but I'm thinking about making an adapter plate for this one to adapt it into the same position as this seat, because this one, if I compare, it was about like, let me see. Oh wow, big! It was a huge difference. It was about like this position. So when this one is bolted onto the 73, it's about here. When this one is bolted on, it's like this. So I may make an adapter plate. I'll have to see. I'll have to ride a lot more to adapt this to make it into that position. And we'll see how it works. Coming up soon, I hope, I have an idea for the headlight. The headlight constantly falls down. I have two of these bikes. I've got the white one and I have the Rose Ave. And it doesn't matter what you do with the bracket or the lock nuts on the headlight, it seems to want to tilt and fall down. So I have an idea for that, and I'm going to try to work on that next and see what I can come up with. I'll show you guys if I get that done soon. So anyway, thanks for watching, and that is my modification so far to the Super 73. Okay, so here's the seat with the seat adapter plate, and it is an inch forward from its factory bolt-on position. It's 3/4 of an inch tall, and I even made some little marks on here because, you know, if you're familiar with Super 73, the battery has to slide backwards a little bit to come off. So I made these marks just to see where the battery comes back to. And as you can see, I've got plenty of room for the battery to come off there, so no worries there. If I ever wanted to scoot forward another inch, I've actually got the room to do that. Plus, I want to put some sort of a cargo carrier on the back, and this gives me just a little bit larger area, platform area, to put a bag or maybe some sort of a little plastic box back here. So I think everything is good in scooting this forward, but I'm going to have to ride it for several miles on the trails and you know, see how it works out. But there it is, the Super 73 with the long seat and my seat adapter plate. Thanks for watching, guys.